League never ceases to entertain. 4-2 to Arsenal, 4-2 to Chelsea as well today. An historic afternoon. Cole Palmer, 4 goals in the first half. The first time this has ever happened in Premier League football. And Chelsea proving people like myself right today. They are the real deal this season. They change their tactics, but they keep their balance. They react well to mistakes. And Arsenal, look, 2-2 was a flattering scoreline for Leicester. There's no doubt about it. But in the end, they come up trumps and deservedly win the game 4-2 as well. Remember, hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace. I need to go and buy an Allen key. This has got a bit loose. But hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Make sure bell notifications are turned on. If not, join that group chat. Wow. Wow. What an afternoon of football that was. What an afternoon of football. We've seen Manchester City drop points. We've seen Chelsea reign supreme. Records being broken. What a difference a week makes for Leandro Trossard as well. Martinelli back on the score sheet. And this title race is going to be a beauty. It's going to be a beauty. Trust me. Absolutely. And actually, I want to check one thing as well. I put a little accumulator on today. And I had a little bet on. Make sure this has come true. Come on, let's make sure this has happened. Let's just check. I've got to sign in again now. I like BetMGM, but honestly, as soon as you come out of their app for more than a minute, you've got to sign back in again, and it's long. It's like I know everything's got to be security conscious. By the way, hit the like and share buttons. I'm waiting for people to arrive, and then we're jumping into this. It's got the Face ID now. So yes, it's my beautiful face. That's the one. Let's log in. I want to make sure. I think I've won. I did. So I put a little bet on today, just a little bet. Settled here. So I bet on Arsenal to win, Everton to win, Fulham to win, Chelsea to win. I put £10 on it, and I won 298 quid. Thank you very much, especially to Arsenal for those last-minute goals. Nice little bit of bunts. Nice little bit of bunts there for me. Look, I'm going to start with Arsenal. We're going to bring the panel out as well. We're going to split this show in half. Look, let's be honest about Arsenal's performance. They were by far the better team for the 97 minutes that played out this afternoon. The scoreline at 2-2 was flattering, absolutely flattering to Leicester. First half, all Arsenal. They're going 2-0 up. A good display from Martinelli, a goal and an assist. Trossard making good after his big mistake last week of getting himself sent off. And Arsenal looked absolutely like they were cruising. They were going to go into the second half and they were going to score more goals. They were absolutely going to score more goals. There was no doubt about it whatsoever. If you go back to Straight Facts yesterday, go and check what I said. If you didn't watch Straight Facts on Friday, first of all, how dare you? Secondly, go back and watch it. Don predicted 2-1 to Arsenal. And I said, I don't see Leicester scoring. I said, unless they score a fluky goal. And the first goal was that. Decent header from Justin. Massive deflection off Kai Havertz, and it goes in right at the start of the second half. And then Arsenal again. They're on top. They're moving the ball well. The goalie, what is the name of that Leicester goalkeeper? I need to go and check now because he's the only person that didn't deserve to concede 4 goals today. I don't know his name off the top of my head. I should have remembered it. What was it? Let me go check now. Hermanson. What he was doing in the second half is illegal in 95% of the civilized world. Genuinely. Save after save. And you think, Arsenal just need the third now to kill this game off. Do they have the whereabouts? Do they have the cojones to do it? And then out of nowhere, legitimately out of nowhere, Justin scored one of the goals of the season. The ball's crossed, comes to him at the back post. Doesn't matter who your right back is, unless it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, no one is thinking he's going to volley that and score. And he does. It hits the post and it goes in and you're thinking, hang on a minute. Arsenal here, City have dropped points. Liverpool play Wolves and they're probably going to batter. Chelsea win. Are Arsenal about to bottle it? Are Arsenal about to show no strength, no stomach? Is the belly yellow? and Arsenal pushed and they pushed. The biggest mistake I actually think Arteta made today is Nwaneri should have come on earlier. I think he gave everybody a glimpse of the talent this young man has. I'd have loved to have seen him given an extra 20 minutes in this game. You didn't need Thomas Partey at this point. And Arsenal pushed and pulled, and Hermansen kept on stopping them. This man, Hermansen, it's like I'm doing it very, very badly, but I'm stealing. You remember when the expressions did there's 3 goalkeepers in goal today. There's David De Gea. There was 3 goalkeepers today. Hermansen, right? I'm stealing the joke. I ain't making it as funny, but there we go. And I thought, no, they're done, Arsenal. They're done. This man, when he saved that Calafiori header, the overhead kick from Kai Havertz, it was finished. But no. Arsenal said, not on your Nelly. Mentality monsters. They kept going and they kept going and they kept going. And today we end the conversation and the debate. We say we're no echo chambers on the football terrace, and I stand by that. But if anybody comes on the terrace ever again and says, set pieces aren't sustainable, you're banned. You're getting banned. How can you be this good at set pieces for 2 years and it not be sustainable? Get out of here. Bang. Trossard at the back post. It might go down as an own goal, but I don't think anybody who supports Arsenal cares. And there you see it. Pandemonium. Ecstasy. The world of Arsenal going crazy. Every rival gutted. My bet came in, so I'm buzzing. And then Kai Havertz put the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake in the very, very, very last moments. And 4-2 is probably a better reflection of the game than when it was 2-2 or even 3-2. Arsenal were far superior. But what they can take from today is they don't know how to die. They will keep fighting. They keep going. And I still think this Arsenal team has got so much more to go in terms of reaching their full potential. But 4 goals isn't shabby in a game, 3 of which were from open play. So that kind of will stop a lot of the naysayers when it comes to them. But I just thought today when it comes to Arsenal was all about mentality, perseverance and fight. And what they did very well today, Arsenal, is they kept their cool. They didn't get to the last 10 minutes and start hoofing it long. They didn't get to the last 10 minutes and start taking stupid pot shots when the opportunity wasn't on. They didn't do that, Arsenal. They kept their wits about them, and that is where the mentality comes from. I grew up as a Man United fan, and Fergie kind of coined, added times named after him, Fergie time. Because Man United was so good at scoring late for one reason, is that we didn't ever lose our shape. We didn't become careless, reckless, stupid. Composure. Big up man like Dave. Composure. And that is what Arsenal had. And their quality, crossed the ball, scored the goals, etc. But it's that composure, that mentality, in my humble opinion, that saw them pick up those much, much, much needed 3 points today. And look, it's a brilliant 3 points. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. It really, really is. As ever, I want your thoughts and I want your opinions in the comments section below. I really, really do. I want to know what you thought of the game today. Your Arsenal man of the matches, who you feel performed well, maybe someone came on from the bench that they deserve to start some games in future. Are you worried about the 2 goals conceded, or do you look at them as just pure anomalies? Are you worried about the attack? Let us know in the comment section below. I want to hear from you. Now, Chelsea. Oh, my God. Chelsea. Oh, my God. Chelsea. What we saw from Cole Palmer today was nothing short of spectacular. I don't think there's a better football player in the world right now than Cole Palmer. I don't think you can hand on heart say there's a player that is exponentially better than Cole Palmer. If you think you know who that person is, tell me. Genuinely tell me who that person is that is exponentially better. He can dribble, shoot, take 3 kicks, take penalties, create chances. And for years, I've always spoke about delivery. And everyone goes, what do you mean by delivery? Well, what I mean is he isn't just an eye test merchant. This man delivers. Broke a record today, 4 goals in one half of Premier League football. Nobody else has ever done this. And some of you are saying, Yamal, Yamal's, you could say Yamal's better, but Yamal isn't exponentially better. Nobody is. Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe are not exponentially. Do you know what that means? That means there is no comparison. There isn't. Cole Palmer right now, I'm not even talking Premier League. I mean it. He is one of the very best players in world football. And Don Hussam, you get your ass on this stream now. If he isn't, you all go and find him later today. This man said Cole Palmer wouldn't get anywhere near last season's GA return for Chelsea. Oh my God, this man's bitterness holds no bounds. Holds zero bounds. Palmer, amazing, record-breaking, and the variety of goals was just spectacular as well. On top of that, I got a lot of praise today for Maresca. Because, look, as a Man United fan, I was watching Brighton and I was thinking, why weren't you sitting on the halfway line when we played you the other week? Why weren't you doing that? Why didn't you make all those mistakes at the back? However, Maresca deserves huge credit. Maresca's team is starting, its shape is coming together in and out of possession, so they're harder to break down and beat. Yes, they conceded 2 goals, but they were from mistakes. They didn't concede goals today, Chelsea, because their shape was bad, in my personal opinion. But what he realizes, Maresca, is you don't have to play the same way in every single match to win football matches in the Premier League. He looked at how Brighton set up and he adapted, and they became very direct. And it was almost a case of win the ball back in defense, first pass into midfield, and invariably it was a first-time ball straight over the top from, it didn't matter who it was from. Gusto did it, Madueke did it, Sancho did it, Enzo did it, and they were in every single time. And it's 2 weeks running now. I've seen these different sides to Maresca. He can take an early lead and then he can kill the game off. He can sit back and be compact like he was against West Ham. They just pass the ball around and do nothing with it, and then they break. But what he can also do is set up from the beginning and say, do you know what? We don't need to be the aggressor today. We don't need to be the possession-based team. We can just sit there, let Brighton have it, because we know where their weaknesses are. This tells you that he studies the game. This tells you that he understands, and it shows there isn't an arrogance there. There isn't one of the things I rate Mikel Arteta for all the time. I've got a feeling Maresca's got this. They are not dead set on we have to play one way and one way only. That only works if you have by far and away the best squad, the best team in the country. Can you do that game in, game out, and it won't really hurt you? It's harder when you start going down the levels. I'm not saying Chelsea are a rubbish team, but you realize that there are different ways to skin a cat. And until Chelsea do become by far and away the best team in England, they have to be able to play in different ways, in different scenarios. And Maresca has done that absolutely incredibly in the last couple of games. And I think Chelsea fans should be exceedingly proud of that. On top of that, I think Jadon Sancho, another excellent game. The first player since Hazard and Fabregas to assist in his first 3 games. And it was another very, very, very good performance from him. I did think the penalty he won was a little soft, but once you saw the replay, you know it wasn't going to be overturned, but it kind of is what it is. Outside of that, Sancho had another very, very good game in a Chelsea shirt. And my biggest fear is coming true, that I just knew he was going to have a good time at Chelsea. I knew he was a good player. It just didn't work out at Manchester United. And yeah, look, on a personal level, happy for him. Annoyed it's at Chelsea, but I thought he was excellent. Again, there's no doubt about it whatsoever. If I'm going to criticize Chelsea today, the criticism would just be this. January, get a new goalkeeper. Chelsea have got the ability to be in this season's title race, especially with Rodri out for the rest of the season. There is a chance. Chelsea keep getting better. Chelsea keep improving, but maintain a healthy points differential. They could be in the race. I stand by it. Some will say, no, they won't. Great. I think they could be. I'm not saying they will be. It could be. But I think in January, you need a new goalkeeper. Yes, he made some good saves, but there's too many bozo moments in him. And right now, if Chelsea had a world-class goalkeeper, I would hand on my heart say they could be in this title race this year. That attack is so deadly. The midfield is getting better and better every single time I see them play. And they're a very, very dangerous outfit indeed. And when you've got a player like Cole Palmer, wow. And I'm going to say this also. He rarely gets criticised, the same as Fergie, because he's a great, and that's Pep Guardiola. But Manchester City and Pep, they should be investigated under war crimes for allowing hate crimes, war crimes, whichever one you want to say, for letting Cole Palmer leave. It's an abomination. You look, I know hindsight's lucrative, But it's as bad a move as Chelsea letting Salah and KDB go, in my opinion. It will prove to be that bad. It will really prove to be that bad. This man, I think, since the beginning of last season, since his debut for Chelsea, no one in the Premier League has created and or scored more goals than him, including Erling Haaland. This man is an absolute colossus. He's a colossus. He really is. And I can't say, I can't praise him any more than I already have. He's absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to say it now, if I haven't said it already. But Chelsea are scary. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Now, every other YouTuber is going to put a variation of that. I guarantee you now, every other YouTuber is doing a video like that right now. Chelsea are scary, or I'm worried about Chelsea, or Chelsea are dangerous. You all know. What is that meme? Bath, ripping me off, bar for bath. I think it's in the Breakfast Club. That's me. You're ripping me off, guys. And that's a joke, by the way. I don't own the word scary, right? I'm having a joke. I'm having a laugh. But they are. They absolutely are terrifying me right now. And again, that is from my perspective. I don't expect City to be terrified of them. So if you're a City fan and right now your little ego's going, oh, Terry says I'm scared. They're not scary. My perspective. And think about where my team is, right? So more things are scary to me, right? But yeah, Chelsea looking absolutely phenomenal right now. I'm going to do the super chats. Then I'm bringing out the panel. Fuck it. 40 super chats. You man are amazing. Genuinely, you are amazing. This here says, can't we talk about the AR flagging offside? The referee's flagging off the offside goal is clearly played. Yeah, we don't need to talk about it. VAR did its job in that regard and did a very good job in relation to that. From the angle that the linesman was at, he couldn't see. That's what VAR was for. I thought it did its job very well. Cullen here says that Leicester goalkeeper had a hell of a game and mad considering he conceded 4. However, Arsenal didn't give in and played to the final whistle. A hard and well-earned 3 points. Dark Arts FC. It certainly was. Arsenal fan from the centre of Canada. What is the context of the red maple leaf hat? It's just a brand, but I wear it. Like, Canada's got a very special place in my heart. My part of my sleeve I've got to get finished has got maple leaves in it as well. Spent a lot of time in Canada when I was during my kickboxing and karate career. Spent a lot of time there when I was younger. Some of my best friends in the world are from Canada, and it's just a very, very special place to me. So yeah, that's why I wouldn't wear another nation's flag other than my own, being English or British. Barring Canada, it's like a second home to me. Amazing place, great people. I have 99 problems in my life, and this club can destroy me. I'm not even from England. I effing love this club. It's my football club. Arsenal, you're everything. You don't need to be from England to love a football club, my friend. Anyone who tells you that, tell them to grow up, and we're not in the 1940s anymore. Don't want to hear the likes of Foden's name mentioned when talking about Palmer. He is in a league of his own. Also, it wasn't Brighton versus Chelsea. It was Palmer versus Snachez. I'm pissed Arteta didn't bring Nwaneri on in the second half. Not going to lie. Leicester's second goal, was a wonder. Arsenal need a creative forward passer. I think Nwaneri needs a chance. Waiting for Don to act like our attack still look mid, even though we created 10 big chances and the keeper made 13 saves. Yeah, today wasn't about Arsenal not having a good attack. It was about their goalie being ridiculous. You mentioned Leicester scored a fluke. Yeah, Arsenal did that for the winner because it's not even he's not even trying to score. Needed a late lucky one against the team. This is what I would say, though, Joshua Jack, and this is about me keeping the energy. If Arsenal created nothing, and then in the last minute, Trossard shoots the ball and it deflects and goes in, you say lucky. But when you think 10 big chances created, 13 saves, at least 5 of them wonder saves from their goalkeeper, on the balance of play and chances created, there was nothing lucky about Arsenal's win, in my opinion. You and Hassam laughed at my super chat on Straight Facts as if I was crazy to comparing current levels of Palmer and Salah. It's not about laughing at it. I think the thing when you compare, again, if you said current levels, then I remain corrected. Palmer is nowhere near Salah in terms of legacy and consistency, but current levels right now, like I've always said, no one better, no one that I think is clear of him in the world. He's one of the top players in the world right now, no doubt. For the last 6 months, anyways, Palmer has been better than Foden and Bellingham. He's a maverick, and also Sancho deserves his flowers. Yeah, he was class today. He really, really was class today. Youngest team in the Premier League, lowest wage bill in the Premier League. Palmer on 120k. Sancho more assists than United's attack. We move. YF me. We are witnessing the best footballer in the world right now, coming for his 20 goals and assists. A Ballon d'Or is not an if, but when, and how many Cole Palmers. If he starts adding major trophies to this, that Ballon d'Or will come. If he plays like this year in, year out, and you start winning Prems and Champions Leagues, he's winning one. Are we going to forget Brighton's defense was a sackable offense, gifted Chelsea easy goals? So Darius, they played a high line. But you know what I'm respecting Chelsea for? They adapted themselves. They went, let's go direct them. What Chelsea didn't do is go, well, it's a high line. Let's just try and play around it. They went, well, no, we're going to play a way that's going to win. And that, for me, is the impressive element. You play in a style to win. They did it perfectly. Is Dyer going to criticize Arsenal team now, midfield, and the lack of ambition during the summer? Again, Calvin, I don't think you can blame I don't think as an Arsenal fan you can be angry today. Their goalkeeper was the only reason you didn't score 8 or 9 goals. What's cooler than being cool? Ice Cold Jermaine Palmer. I like that's quite funny. I like that. Arsenal has a massive self-destruct complex that has to stop if Arteta is to win the league or Champions League. Cole Palmer must start for England. But they didn't self-destruct today. They just got a little bit unlucky and someone scored a wonder goal. And I've seen this happen to City 100 times and then they've come out on top and won games. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. People know Chelsea are dangerous, but they don't want to say it. I agree, Nav. We relaxed for a second and they scored 2. It's funny that the last 2 Arsenal goals were helped by the same players that scored them against us. That's Nwaneri. Arsenal need to fix chance creation and final third passing. I don't think you do today. I don't think you did. You look how many chances you created, brother. Look how many you created. Sanchez, it's meant to be. You need to go. Rip you off 25 million. Thank you, United. Here's Sanchez. Oh, right. Okay, the goalkeeper. Sorry, I got confused. People laughed at a fan saying Palmer over Haaland recently. Not funny anymore. Well, I agree with that take. I actually understand it from a Chelsea point of view and perspective. Scoreline was skewed, in my opinion, dominated, and they scored 2 goals from 0.27 XG. Not sure what we could have done to prevent that. There's almost nothing you could have done to prevent both their goals. One was a fluky deflection, and the other one was just a strike out of nowhere. It happens. Remember when we played City last season, Man United, and Rashford scored that screamer to go 1-0 up? That wasn't a reflection of City having a bad day because that screamer got scored. Not happy, no urgency. Saka doing his best Martinelli impression. Get 53 in there. Don't care who we need to drop. Need to quicken the play like he does. Rice to DM is what Sky King says here. Time for the panel to come out now and have their say. We've got Egal, we've got David, we've got Winter Server, Brandon, we've got Sard, we've got Trimless Gooner also coming on the show with us today. Welcome, gentlemen. I hope you're all very, very well indeed. Brilliant afternoons for all of you. Egal, talk to me. Some Arsenal fans seem very happy. Some others seem a little bit frustrated. What is your take, mate?
We won the game. We made it very nerve-wracking, very, very nerve-wracking. But if you're going to talk about chance creation, don't talk about it after the game that we created the most amount of chances we've ever done this entire season. 37 chances, 17 shots on target. I think we missed 7 big chances, and you can only blame our shooting boots. You can't really blame our chance creation on that. Also, the goalkeeper from Leicester stood on his head. He was the best player in the game. That guy made save after save after save after save. If anybody knows his name, please tell me, because his name needs to be put up in light.
Hermanson.
Hermanson, there you go. That guy was amazing. He saved them so many chances. I think we could have scored 7 goals this game easily, but we took it till late to start scoring in more. And then we go to the first half. Martinelli getting involved. It was nice to see Martinelli finally getting involved. Hopefully this can build him some confidence. He just seems so happy that he got that goal out of the way. Trossard is Mr. Clutch. He comes in so clutch for Arsenal. How many times is it that we see Leandro Trossard stepping up and getting an equalizer, a goal for us to take the lead, or the opening goal? Leandro Trossard just seems to have the X factor in him, and I'm so grateful that we've signed this guy a couple windows ago. He's been one of our best January signings in our club's history. Now, Ethan is ready. Ethan comes on and almost scores a goal with his first touch. Ethan makes a massive impact and difference in this team. And as a 17-year-old, yes, he was brilliant. He deserves to play. He deserves more game time. And Mikel Arteta, trusting him today, learned that he's ready to take the game by the scruff of the neck and go and do something. Because a lot of people out there were complacent. We let them get back into the game. After 2 goals were up, we felt like, you know what? We won this game. We went into cruise control. Why are we doing that? We're at home versus Leicester. Stop getting into cruise control. Stop becoming complacent. Take the game and dominate and destroy these guys. And don't let them score. But what can you do when you score? When you concede a goal from absolutely nothing from a corner, and then you get a wonder goal from what's his name? Justin.
Justin.
Yeah,
Justin's
the goal
his
that he
surname.
scored. Nobody's saving that. And overall, we come out of this game with the win, flattering scoreline at the end. Kai Havertz stat pad session, we take it. But hey, I'm happy. I can't be disappointed in the offensive performance. I can't be disappointed in the defensive performance. I'm just very annoyed by how the game went as a whole, really and truly.
I get that.
Things.
Brandon, there's a comment here from Blaze that says Arsenal won't win the league playing like that. Sorry, do you agree? Is today a sign that Arsenal can't win the league, or the opposite to that?
Do you know what, Tal? It's a difficult question to answer because, right, let's put it this way. This football club never fails to take us on a roller coaster of emotions, right? 93rd minute, I was getting ready, Tal, to come on here and absolutely rip our Mentality a new one. Because, you know, everybody looked at this game, Leicester City at home, struggling at the bottom of the Premier League. This is a 3 point. It's a given. You know, it's a given that Arsenal beat Leicester City at home. And then, of course, we go 2-0 up. And then, you know, I understand that there's not much we can do about the 2 goals. One of them, like you say, was a deflection, and the other one, a wonder strike. But, you know, we don't lose concentration. You're 2-0 up. You know, every single game in the Premier League can be turned on its head. Doesn't matter who it is. Yeah. Cannot lose concentration like that. So I was very disappointed with the fact that it went 2-2. And like I say, it up until the 93rd minute, I was coming on here angry, to be fair, because, you know, Man City have just dropped points against Newcastle. Arsenal got to take advantage of that. Do you know what I mean? So, and too many times over the past 2 seasons, when Arsenal have been so close to winning the league, we haven't taken advantage of Manchester City's slip-ups, and that's where the problem has lied. So I'm pleased that we got the win. We deserve to get the win as well, because like you say, we created so many chances in that second half. Their goalkeeper was absolutely outstanding. I think on another day, we would probably score 6 or 7 goals. And look, I heard you pose a question on Straight Facts the other day about Manchester City and Arsenal, and how now that Rodri is out injured, is it kind of a leveler? And I think Manchester City are still the better team and have the better players and the better squad. However, I don't think it comes down to who's the better team to win this league anymore. We've already demonstrated that Arsenal and Man City, there's not much between them. You know, we have a big enough sample size now to say that there's not much between Arsenal and City in terms of quality. Arsenal took 4 points off them last season. We drew at the Etihad with 10 men so far this season. The season before that, we've taken points off of them or very narrowly lost. So in terms of quality, I don't think either side is that far in front of the other. I think what is going to be the key is the mental strength from either side. Now, we know City have mental strength in abundance because they've won the last 4 Premier Leagues out of 5, right? And the biggest thing that I've always questioned with this Arsenal side is, do we have the mental strength? And I think now we have the mental edge over Manchester City. And the reason why I say that, or we should have the mental edge over Manchester City, the reason why I say that is because of a few different factors. Yes, Man City have players that have been there, done it, seen it, won it, and Arsenal don't. However, this is an aging Manchester City side. A lot of their, world-class players, a lot of their clutch players are in and around their 30s, if not already in their 30s. This is an Arsenal side now that is no longer a young side. This is an Arsenal side that are in the prime years of their football, 25, 26 years old, right? They've suffered 2 narrow losses in terms of league titles to Manchester City, and hopefully that's done enough to build the strength mentally for us as well. I think what also gives us the mental edge is that Rodri, of course, being an important player for them, is out for the season. And also on top of that, Arsenal have played 3 massive away games already this season and come out of it with 7 points out of 9. City haven't really had to play anybody difficult as of yet. Yes, they played Chelsea, but again, that was at home. They played us at their ground, so it's not a case of.
Well, I think it'd be very different if they went to Stamford Bridge now. Now that this Chelsea they probably have everyone that's going to go away to Stamford Bridge this year. City have probably had it out of all the top 6 teams. City have probably had it easiest because they played them in their first game. And Chelsea have improved so much in the last 6 weeks. It's unbelievable. And I think that the Chelsea team now, with their confidence, could have beaten that City team on the opening day of the season.
I think what I'm trying to say, or what I'm trying to get to, is if it was just about quality of squad, then Leicester City would never have won the league. It would have been Spurs or Arsenal that season, because on paper, Arsenal and Tottenham both had a better squad. I think this league title is all gonna come down to mental strength. Who's got the mental capability to get themselves over the line? And I really hope that Arsenal have got that. And this is why I say that although I think Manchester City's squad is still better, Arsenal must win this league title this season. We must.
And I understand that, but I think today shows you that mental strength. Today does, because I don't think you conceded because you went asleep or anything. Again, I'm not watching it with the emotions you all do. I'm sitting here and I saw a very fortuitous first goal. And I said yesterday on Straight Facts, they're only scoring by a fluke. And they literally scored with a fluke. And then Justin scored a goal. He'll never score a better goal in his career. In fact, if we were honest about it, it's one of the best goals we'll see all season. And it just happened to be in that game. But from that point, you created something like 3.37 XG, if people like XG, the most this season. You forced the goalkeeper into, I believe it's 14 saves, which equaled the Premier League record. Only 2 other times, Tim Krul and David De Gea, in Premier League history, 30 years, as a goalie made that many saves in a game. What I'd love to see is how many saves those guys made from big chances, because this man, I think, saved 7 big chances today, which I think must be a record. And that's, again, I know as Arsenal fans, you're watching it and you're getting frustrated. I was sitting there and honestly thinking, how is it not 7-8-0 or 2? Because they did score their goals. It was that good a performance. And interestingly, you look at like Chelsea today, deserved everything they got. But they basically, with their first 4 or 5 shots on target, scored them all. Sometimes these things, you'll have a game soon, Arsenal, where you might only have 4 shots on target and you win 4-0. And it'll feel like a better performance and result. But I think I showed great mentality today. Sorry, because I've got to get through the show, Brandon, and everybody else. Go on, mate. Go on very quickly.
Before you move on, Egal just mentioned about Ethan's ready. I 100% agree. I think it's time now for us to throw this kid in. At the end of the day, Odegaard's out for a while, and he looks ready. He scored 2 goals midweek. Okay, it's only Bolton, but you see the impact that he made when he came on.
Yeah, he was excellent. You didn't need Thomas Partey up until the 85th minute. He should have come off much. That's the only thing I'd probably criticize your manager with today. We're going to come back to Arsenal. David, listen, another win. Right now, you're in this title race. I mean, some people don't believe the title race kicks on until April. Some people believe it starts now by building for it. But you're in the top 4. Cole Palmer scored 4. Maresca's looking like an excellent acquisition. You must be blown away by the improvements in Chelsea.
How great life is when you've got the best player in the Premier League is. How great life is. He is an absolute joke. I'm sorry. I'm saying it with chest. That boy's top 2 and he's not 2. He is an absolute joke of a football player. Left, like, literally, that free kick, like, we talk about best goals you've ever scored in your career. That free kick for 99% of players is the best goal they'll score in their whole career. And yet to him, that's just another game week because he's already had a goal of the month this year already. This boy is out of this world. And I'm so happy how City gave us. Oh, City, thank you so much. Because that boy he's him. He's him. If we didn't have him, I actually don't know what we'd do. Because he's an absolute joke. But apart from Cole, rest of the team played really well. The only person who caused me any stress today was Robert bloody Sanchez. That guy, Jesus Christ, he was like, it's 3-1. Let's make this game a bit more interesting. Oh, here you go, take the ball. God, take it.
I would say this. I think what he did, he made me and the defense nervous because I was on the stream saying I need 5 to feel comfortable because with Robert Sanchez,
genuinely,
Terry, I keep saying this. I've been saying this for over a year. Robert Sanchez is gonna cost us somewhere. Do you know what I mean? A close game or something. But he's a joke. That first goal. That first goal, he went past the penalty area to try and catch the ball. It wasn't even in penalty spot. It wasn't even in like the little. He went past, and people go, "Oh, his distribution is good." Well, look at the second goal for his distribution. Let's see if that's good. Gave a hospital pass away. Honestly, he made the defense look nervous today.
People look at our defensive record today and go like, "Oh, you see, defense leaking goals left, right, and centre."
No, it's him. It's him.
Genuinely today, defense was really good.
Chelsea's defensive issues all season have been keeper-based or individual errors. And the thing is, when it's individual errors, is you just need a better player. It's not you haven't got problems because of your system. You have problems because individual, and generally it's been giving the ball away by passing or getting caught in possession. So no, I do agree. Like Sanchez is a player you've got to look, especially if you keep this up until January and you have 2 points off top, 5 points off top, you have to go out and buy a goalkeeper because you've then got an opportunity to win the league. You know, if you find yourself 10 points behind, but you're securing the top 4, you might wait until the summer. But if you get to January and there's a chance, that would be the first position I think you guys have got to go and spend money on because you're going to score goals.
We scouted the Leicester keeper all summer.
Oh, he's very good.
We did scout him. Yeah, we scouted the Leicester keeper.
He's very good.
Terry, can I just say on a side note? On a side note, that Brighton Tottenham game, Highline special, that might break the record for most offsides in the Premier League history.
I have to say as well, though, I'm going to sound bitter here. Why didn't Brighton play with that high line against my team? And they're at home. Like, genuinely, why? But that's, again, it's one of those things. Some people will try and take that away from Chelsea. They'd play the high line, Chelsea just capitalised. But that's because their manager is adaptable. And there are some teams whose managers don't adapt, and they would have just tried to still play through them. And that's what impressed me the most with Maresca today. He just basically said, it reminded me a little bit. You know when Klopp used to do this? Just go long. Just go long. Just one or two touches, bang, go over the top. You should have scored 8
today. You should have scored 8 today.
Well, today was one of the days where Jackson shows why you need a better striker, I think. Because he scored 2 or 3 goals.
I keep saying, people, he's Solomon Kalou. Region. I keep saying this to Chelsea fans. He's Solomon Kalou, bro. Just accept him as Solomon Kalou, and then you won't be disappointed. That's all. Do you know what I mean? Everyone, old Chelsea fans will know That's Solomon Kalou right there. He's good.
100%.
Yeah, you know.
When it comes to Cole Palmer, there's a question here for Egal that's sort of a point to Egal. It says Cole Palmer clears Saka by a mile, Egal.
Oh, let's not even bring that.
Do you guys agree that right now Cole Palmer's the best player in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think they play different positions, to be honest. In my personal
Can I breathe? I can't understand sprinters. Sorry, I don't speak sprinters.
Let him try and turn to the midfield.
Oh my God!
Let me breathe.
He's got to turn out this corner now.
Let me breathe. No. It's not even that, bro.
Now you
Listen,
play your way up from the back from this side, man.
This is an amazing game from Cole Palmer, no doubt. And I have never said that he's not a good player. I never said that he's shit. So the fact that he's saying I'm in the mud is crazy because I've never said that he's shit. The super chat said that I'm
right.
I never said that Cole Palmer's shit. I know that Cole Palmer is a very good player. However, the only reason why I didn't compare him to Saka, it's very simple. I made my point clear. What I respect is consistency. We could see him do the 20 goals last season. I need to see him do it this season. And the next season, I need to see build up that consistency. Then I could be like, you know what? This guy is actually top tier, bro. This guy's top player in the Premier League. Let's not get excited just because he started off well. Because even in a couple of games, he was missing. But I still think right now he's on a trajectory to get that, bro. So if he does it again this season, then bro, we're gonna have to have conversations because I think he could be one of the best players in the Premier League, and I'm not gonna sit there and hide that. I'll be honest.
I don't think we need this Chelsea. We don't need the Chelsea fans to rip Saka down.
Since game week 1 of last year, no other player in the Prem has more goal contributions than this man.
You want to know something else?
Including Haaland. I don't be there like... Oh,
1 second. Nobody's putting down Cole Palmer, but I love how it's always Saka. Let's have a conversation about
that. Was a super chat.
The super chat speaking about Saka. Let's talk about the player of the season last year. Saka and Palmer are both outperforming the player of the season last year.
You're right. They are.
That's the guy. That's the guy who people should be speaking about and putting down right now.
He's got trophies to back up his. He's back him up. That's the problem.
He's sitting on the bench on a regular basis. But hey, I'll give Cole Palmer credit. He's performing really well right now, and I do expect him to get around the same level of GA that he got last season. But I do think things will even them games out. Right now, he had a really good game off the back of a 4-goal game. No one's going to criticize him. But let's be honest. Let's not act like Cole Palmer's here and Saka's here. They're both really good players. They're both around the same. They're both around the same level. I view Cole Palmer as more of a goal scorer. I view Saka as more of an assister. Saka's on 6 assists right now. Cole Palmer's on 4. I hear it. He can get assists also. But I do think Saka does not score as many goals as Cole Palmer. But I do think Cole Palmer will not get as many assists as Saka this season.
I think he's going to score more than assists this game.
This is just some good game. You watched history today. You watched history. He got 4.5.
To be fair, I didn't watch it.
No one's
not Hazard, not Haaland, not Drogba, not
Salah,
not Cantona. Do you get what I mean?
Not Shearer. Not Shearer.
Why is Terry's catching hella strays today?
Hang on a minute. Shearer got 5. My player Berbatov got 5. I'm just putting
it
out
you
there.
Should be gassed.
In the first half. In the first half.
I don't remember, but he got 5 in the game. That's just saying.
No. I'm talking about in the half.
Stop digging out Eric Cantona. It's not about that. I actually called you Timeless Gooner. It's Trimless Gooner is here with us. How you doing, mate? How you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty gassed to be on the show. I've been watching for a while. Big up KJ and Terry for getting me on. Cheeky little appearance. But no, good. Obviously, it was a routine first half, standard procedure. I've gone to get the snacks, sat back down, then boom, JJ's turned on some Kaioken thing. Obviously, it died out. It's gonna die out. We knew Leicester was never going to be a threat. I know everyone keeps talking about this XG. Football's not about XG, man. Football's an art. Football's a beautiful game. Things happen. Look at that goal from Justin. Like, we're probably never going to see that again from Leicester in an Arsenal match like that. Kind of flourish was a breath of fresh air for me on that left side. Like, I'm just loving seeing his the passion that guy has, chasing down the balls. Sometimes though, he's a bit on the free roaming a little bit, leaving a bit too much space. It does get me a bit careful there, and it just got to be conscious of that. But when you got Gabriel and Saliba, there's not really much to worry about. I'll be real. Like, these guys are so solid. But I've got to say, big respect to Vardy, though. Like, it just shows, like, how smart this... I know he didn't score, but, like, you saw him using his experience against Saliba, because he did give Saliba a bit of trouble, innit? So I have to say big respect to Vardy. But yeah, man, you know, Arsenal, we like to leave it late. We do this though. Last season we did it against Luton. Like, we like a cheeky little last minute winner. And of course, when the corners were coming in, if you're gonna have 15 corners, you're gonna score one. It's Arsenal. Come on, there was too many corners. Like, it was bound to happen. So yeah, obviously, I was more happy that City dropped points than us even scoring that last minute winner. I'll be honest with you, because for me, my eyes are just on them, because that's the bar, innit? The same way people always, you know, compare players to Saka, Kayo Saka. It's the same way I just compare everything to City. I gotta keep my eye on City. City dropped points today, phenomenal, but it'll get swept across because obviously City. If we had drawn today, and it was my first appearance on the show, that would have been long, car. It would have been stressing. I don't know.
Hey, don't worry, bro. We're gonna win the mini games. You'll be here.
Listen, I will. I want to say this about Saka today, though, because you know when people turn around and go, "What does he do other than GA?" I just want to read out some other things he did today. Completed 8 dribbles in this game, created 8 chances, 4 of which were big chances created in the match. So a lot of times when people go like goals and he didn't get a goal or an assist today because the Trossard one's been given as an own goal. It's been given as an own goal, so it's not Trossard. It doesn't get the assist.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Premier League have given it as an own goal, so it's which they might end up changing by the because it was, I suppose, on target, but yeah, they're giving it as an own goal. But it's just one again. He had I've seen people slagging him off. I thought he had a very good game. It was just the goalie kept on. I mean, if the goalie hadn't made all those saves, he would have walked away with 3 or 4 assists today, and then everybody would just be focusing on the assists as opposed to everything. I mean, completed 8 of 12 dribbles, and people go, "What else did he do in games?" He did a lot today. Just to.
But people say. No, sorry. I just wanted to say, people say, because I saw a super chat from Blaze. I don't know if you want to bring it up, Terry, but I saw a super chat from Blaze. He said, Saka would be nowhere without his corners. But the thing is, if you think about it, I'm sorry, Blaze, but if you act brain dead for a second and just look at that game, just on the case of all he does is score corners, but you have to look at the deliveries that he puts in, the fact that he consistently puts that corner in that place and makes sure he gets it to the right player. That consistency is what we're talking about, bro. That's a skill.
You can't. What you also can't do. What you can't do is discount Saka's assists from set pieces, but then at the same time praise, for instance, Cole Palmer's goals that come from penalties and free kicks, because they're all set pieces. And this is universal. You can't attack people for being good at set pieces, whether it creates chances or scores chances. This for me is something that, again, Elon Musk, whoever the name of the person that runs YouTube is, please, I know everyone wants free speech, but I think stuff like that should get you banned from social media. Saying like penalties aren't real goals, free kicks aren't real goals, corners aren't real. Being a good corner taker isn't good creativity. That should be. I know they're locking people up in England for Facebook posts at the moment, but that should. I would be very grateful to see someone get a 2-year stretch for nonsense like that. Like for me, that is testament to a crime. Saying that. Imagine saying a free kick ain't a goal because it's from a dead ball. Yeah. Same with the corners, guys. We've got to, and this goes in every direction. I don't want Blaze to go to prison, by the way. I love Blaze. I'm just stating, I think we've got to drop that as an agenda from the football fan discourse, because I feel like it, again, all of them, shut down the businesses that do non-penalty goal stats. We don't care. I care about goals, not non-fucking penalty goals.
Can I say one thing quickly?
Just quickly, because Tell said something about obviously the goals, that was scored against us, I just want to say, Tell, the only thing I disagree with you on that, because I understand you're saying both goals were, one was a deflection and one was just a wonder goal. But what I will say is at times in that second half, they weren't falling back the way they were falling back against City. I need you to play against everybody like it's City. I don't care if it's Leicester, bro. Play against everybody like it's City. If you need to defend properly, bro. Don't just half-ass it. I see Partey just doing a little jog back. Like, bro, go back. Do you know what I mean? I need you to keep intensity because you're here.
I do get you, but then there's less danger, and then you want more players in more attacking positions when you want to attack. But I do hear you. Also, the other one that should be putting you in prison is calling someone like Haaland a tap-in merchant. That, again, just needs to be an arrestable offence. because it's boring. It's boring saying that, I think.
By the way, Arsenal today, the amount of chances that we created and the amount of opportunities we created on that pitch, I don't want to hear about people saying, oh, this team without Odegaard, we can't create chances. Because Chelsea, who everyone's saying has one of the better attacks in the league, scored 4 goals today. And we also did the same thing. But we had a much higher XG. We had a much higher amount of chances created. And I think today was the most amount of chances we created in a game under Mikel Arteta. Like
you did play
the whole thing about 1 second. I'm not criticizing Chelsea. I'm just talking about to the people who are criticizing Arsenal.
But David, sorry.
What I'm saying is,
David, you are right. David, they did play them, but this is the problem with this whole conversation in the last few weeks. Arsenal have been away to Villa, Spurs, and City in the opening 5 games. They hadn't played really any of the fodder yet. Most of the other teams who had scored more goals than them, if you look at like Liverpool have played Ipswich, Liverpool have played Brentford, Liverpool have played Man United, that's fodder, as an example. They actually lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest as an example. You look at Chelsea, like you've scored, Chelsea has scored 15 goals, but you've played Wolves, you've played Crystal Palace, you've played Bournemouth, you've played West Ham. You've played, in my opinion, easier teams. And that isn't slagging off your wins. But this idea that Arsenal weren't going to score goals, this one game has put them pretty much on par with everybody else in the top 4. I think they play Southampton next, but they're probably going to score 4 or 5 goals. And then all those stats of, their attack's weak, it's all just going to look the same as everybody else's. It was too early to have these conversations, in my opinion. I mean, you're not even meant to. When I grew up, you weren't even meant to look at any kind of table or stat until 10 games in, because until there's balance being applied.
Terry, my main point was we went from 13th big chances created in the Premier League today to 1st. So
there we go. That's exactly it. I said that to everyone. It would happen when they were listed as like one of the worst creators in the league. It takes one massive game and bang up the other. And I just felt like the analysis on that was crazy in my personal opinion.
And by the way, Chelsea had an amazing attack. You guys have been good defensively. You're shocking because you're a goalkeeper. I think you guys are going to get top 4, and you really showed improvements, massive improvements. But it's still early. You haven't faced that adversity of facing a lot of the big teams in a row or consecutive defeats. So let's wait and see before we jump to the conclusions of saying this Chelsea team is 100% back. But offensively, you look levels above the Manchester Uniteds and the Spurs right now.
You know what?
Everyone looks better. Yeah, everyone looks better than us. Let's go through some more of these super chats, guys. Just time. Can't wait for the new agenda. It was we can't score goals and poor attack, and now it's we can't defend after conceding 2. Rivals. Sancho, massive upgrade on Sterling, almost immediately. By the way, were you impressed with him again today, Winter Surfer? Sancho.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's against Brighton, but he tore that right back a new one. He's not even that pacey, Sancho. He just does a trick and gets away. He won the penalty, got another assist. Yeah, he seems to be settling quite well. You know, I'm glad we got him. If he continues like that 25 million is going to look like a snip next summer.
Funny how Arsenal fans say the Leicester goals were lucky, but forget they have been lucky to get points off of corners all season. But today, corners won't win you the league.
Corners won Chelsea the league. What the hell is he talking about?
Oh, they do.
Wait, what? Whoa.
Back under John Terry getting 10 goals from corners. What are we talking about?
Don't mention me.
No, I'm just showing him. He's a Chelsea fan. He doesn't even know his own history. That's fucked up.
He's just he's just doing it to get you to respond, right? He's getting what he wants. He's getting your response. He's getting your response.
Blaze loves that.
He's getting your response. I know Blaze. He's on so many channels.
Bro, Blaze loves that shit, bro.
Yeah, he does it all the time. He does it to a Sam all the time.
But you're belittling your own club's history.
Yeah, but
he's trying to get a rise out of you, Egal. You're responding to it. That's what he's trying to
see. See here says, I want to hire Poch back so we can sack him again. Arsenal's XG is 4.12, is the highest this season. Imagine having that and losing the game. Credit to the boys, but we need better concentration. Michael here says nothing wrong with the mentality. Could have been a cricket score, but for their keeper, we believed and kept going. They are hungry. Some Gooners shameless over that reaction. Come on, you Gooners, onwards, love and respect. Thank you, Jason. City are hurting. The premise smelling blood. I actually do believe that people are smelling blood right now, as in the clubs. They see a vulnerability there, and it's mad. It ain't. I actually think again it will help Arsenal and it could help Chelsea if Liverpool keep this up, if Villa keep winning, because if more teams are in that pack, that means there's more teams that have the ability to take points off of those top sides as well. So I think it's much better. Again, and for the Premier League, I love the fact there's loads of you that are up there right now. I just wish my team was amongst it, to be honest. Saka should shine Palmer's boots on the bench for England. No, he shouldn't. They should both be in. They should both be playing. Palmer is good. Chelsea fans need to stay humble. You never near £1 billion team. Still got loans to pay back, and the season ends in May, not September. Bit of a dig there at Chelsea. Hold on a minute. Wait, we kept hearing Palmer needs more experience. It's been 1 year, etc., etc. What's the argument now? Yeah, people that Palmer's just brilliant, and anyone who didn't rate him's got to hold the L. Chelsea could be really good this season. Depends on if the league wises up and starts defending deep like they do for City and Arsenal. Palmer is
second half
elite.
of the season, you'll get respect.
So you don't think teams respect Chelsea and they're too open against them, Egal?
Yeah, I think at this point, just look at Wolves, West Ham. Look at some of these teams that they're facing and how they're not really defending with low blocks. They're not really taking them as serious. We did that in our first season when people were thinking like, what are these guys doing in a title challenge? Because we were blitzing teams in the first couple of minutes, scoring 2-3 past them, and they weren't able to get back into games. And Chelsea's attack can do that to the smaller teams. But how they fare against the bigger teams is where they're truly going to be tested. As I don't think they're going to be able to do that against the Man Cities, the Arsenals, the Liverpools, or anybody of serious quality.
But if they do, that's what I'm saying though. If Chelsea go into their hard run and they start performing like this against the big teams, that's when I can say, okay, these men might be serious. These men might actually be a top 4 team.
I actually think we're a much better counter-attacking team in our current form than we are breaking like teams down. So I think playing the bigger teams will actually help us more than anything. But also, I do think the way Maresca plays his football, I think we'll actually do quite well against low blocks as the team starts learning the system a bit better. But I'll keep
Maresca's done brilliantly, by the way.
Maresca, before the start of the season, I said Maresca. I just have this weird feeling. I didn't tell you why or how. I just felt he would do well. And right now, my feeling is doing all right.
Sanchez out.
Yeah, well, the Maresca stuff. I always felt Maresca was going to either be a disaster or absolutely amazing. I didn't feel that he'd just do okay. And so far, it looks like he's doing an amazing job. Palmer, Foden are 10s naturally and all get compared to Saka. Saka can play in defense. Can they? Everyone needs to slow down on my Blues. We are the youngest squad in the Premier League. This is peak, but there will be valleys. Keep the blue flag flying high. What I do love about football fans, and it isn't all, it's just some, is that everyone ends up repeating what they criticize other people for doing in the past. Like I saw Chelsea fans last week talking about why are Arsenal fans happy about playing pragmatic football. The same Arsenal fans who for 10 years would have said pragmatic football should be illegal. We all do it as football fans. We're all up and down. We all chop and change. Chelsea fans will probably defend their team when they lose games with a younger squad, but they would have turned around and said about Arsenal 2 years ago, that's no excuse. We're all very, very fickle when it comes to that, all of us. Sard, you can't simultaneously take risks and commit men forward whilst also defending the same way against City unless everyone is Mo Salah combined with Mo Farah. Can't take risks in a low block is what Ben Martin says.
I agree with this.
That's completely fine, but all I'm saying is you need to be a bit more organized. Don't just have man just running, just slowly jogging back, looking hella lethargic when these men are running. They've got pacey wingers, bro. It's not like they've got some slow guys. It's not like they've got Jadon Sancho on the wing who isn't quick. They've got freaking Mavidi, bro, who's a quick winger, bro. He's rapid. So don't just be there lethargic like this, just doing a little jog. Like, bro, what's this? Do you know what I mean? I need you to show some passions and get back, bro.
Yes, just to not over respect them, but respect them just enough. Do you know what I mean on the pitch? That they are
Yes,
dangerous.
exactly. Show them respect. Don't just disrespect them like that because look, you get hurt, bro. That's what happens.
I thought the team basically was like 2-1. We're gonna score another goal and the game's done. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But that goal that he scored was a wonder goal. Let's be honest.
Yes.
He's never gonna hit the ball like that ever again.
And the stat that someone just put in there, I think they got 0.3 xG for the whole game.
2.7.
2.7, 0.27. However, when they scored the 2 goals, that was from 0.03 xG. It was later in the game they added more xG to the game, so their goals came from 0.03. Now, I know David, you love xG. That's an anomaly.
No, when I was watching, there was one save he did. Right, like I think Havertz like swiveled and kicked it from about 4 yards away, and somehow he, from being over here, he just went like that. And I was like, nah,
crazy.
This guy's on.
That goalkeeper is going places.
Sorry, Egal, but you, David, someone who knows and respects xG. A team conceding 2 goals from 0.03 xG, you would say that's something to not. Yeah, you'd say something not to worry about and concern yourself with. Yeah. I hear you on that. A lot of we haven't got probably time to hear everything from you, Ches. We're near the end of the show, but just me because I've got to get through the super chats and watch some of this game. I know we're an hour in. Conversation happening. It's Cole Palmer. I want to ask you about Cole Palmer. Is Cole Palmer the best player in the Premier League right now?
Based off form, he is, yeah. Like he shined. Last season, I think he was top 3 players of the season with Haaland and Foden. And a lot of people said penalty merchant, can he really do it? Teams are sitting back. When he wait till he gets double teamed, he's now on 10 GA in 5-6 games in the league. 10 GA. 10.
He's not even playing well.
Win sub has been 5 games. So this is what I'm saying, like, I don't really need to gas him up because the football does the speaking for me. And like my football team, they do the speaking for me. So a guy was also to give the salt and say, wait till you get low blocked against all this. But at the moment in time, we are sitting 3rd in the league. We've scored the most goals in the league. We've got 3 out of 4 top players in each position in terms of goals and assists in the league. So I'm okay right now, isn't it? And this is for a team, apparently, who's going to finish 6th or 7th or 8th. And the receipts are on my flipping phone of all these people in these.
He's not lying, by the way.
Because I've been saying it, bro.
And he asked me questions, and he was like, "All right, I've screenshotted it."
So knows. Everyone's panel's got a prediction from me on my phone.
Is that why you never gave Terry your predictions?
He did.
They came in yesterday.
Yesterday.
I think my prediction was Chelsea coming 5th. I still
Sorry,
think.
By the way, I haven't said anything crazy. I'm not saying we're going to finish.
No, I know you haven't. Yeah. You said top 4. The only part of your prediction that didn't make sense to me, and I said I was going to ask you about it, is you predicted Arsenal to win the league, but you predicted the biggest underperformer to be Rice. And the reason I wanted to ask you about that is, but I know David likes it, but I've never seen a team win the league where their main holding midfield player underperformed throughout the course of a season. So I don't see how.
Good question.
That's the only bit that didn't make sense in terms of marrying up as a prediction.
I'll give you the response. Well, I'm going to go off underperformer in terms of the view of the player, not in terms of the quality of the player and how he performs. Okay. So, for example, I think Rice is an extremely overrated player. I think he's a limited footballer. I think he's good defensively, but apart from his defensive attributes, I don't really bring a lot to the game. So for me personally, Terry, it can make sense for everybody in Arsenal to be 8 out of 10 for the season. He'd be a 6, therefore underperform, and they still have enough to win the league. If that makes sense.
You know,
logically, I get what you mean. So yeah, he's still going to be good, but he's going to underperform based on.
But he's the same guy who believes Caicedo is the best defensive midfielder in the league now that Rodri's injured.
I said
he is the best.
He's actually
there you are. There you are.
Answer me this question, yeah? Who's been better than Caicedo in midfield in this league so far? Tell me.
You never said on form. You said
you're not answering my question.
No.
That depends. As a defensive midfielder, that depends on what you rate.
I said this. I said not last season.
You never said this season.
Hang on, too many voices. So are you saying Ches, he's the best after Rodri, period, or just on form?
No, not period, because he hasn't proven it over a large period of space. But I'm just saying this season he's performed. I think the best in the league.
I would say him and Gravenberch would be my two. I think I've been the best two DMs in the league so far this year. Let me just finish.
Gravenberch got an assist this season.
Gravenberch, I think, scored goals as well, though. I swear he scored goals.
No,
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go and look.
Yeah.
I
know, Terry.
No, I know Caicedo. I don't know about Gravenberch, is what I'm saying. I haven't looked. Sky King here says, not happy, no urgency. Saka doing... No, already done that super chat, actually. Sorry.
Yeah.
Already done this one as well from Andrew. This here says, you're right, Palmer isn't a winger in winger combos anymore, Sard. Palmer moved on to the best player in the world conversations. Cole just better. I think he is one of the best players in the world right now. There's no doubt. Saka was phenomenal today. Most big chances created in Europe this season in a game. First player to create 8+ chances and complete 8 take-ons in Premier League this decade. Yeah, as I said, this is one of those games, Arsenal fans, if you like debates online, mark this game down for when somebody says, tell me about a game, what you did in the game where you didn't score or assist. Today he was phenomenal, and the numbers back it up too. Which is fair enough. I'm not arguing that at all if you get it. I hear what you're saying now. That was something earlier. Jesus has been ignoring final tap-in passes to others recently in favor of trying to score. Unacceptable way to try and get back in favor. Costly.
Don't even try to defend him, bro. Jesus. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
No, I understand it, but it's not defending him. Hang on. It's not about defending him. It's about me being honest with myself. Because what have I said? If you could watch me for years, I like attackers that take responsibility and shoot. Depends on when, though. Like, everyone moans that Harry Kane didn't square it to Raheem Sterling. And I think Harry Kane was right to shoot. Oh, what a fucking save! Oh, my God. How did Szoboszlai not score? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. That threw me. What a save!
Sorry, can I say something there? What you're saying, yeah. It depends in context. The issue is Gabriel Jesus hasn't scored since February.
No,
so
I agree. No, I agree.
I think that bolt. Listen, the thing is, for me, I was a big Jesus. I backed him a lot, bro. Yeah, but that Bolton game, it was a wrap after that, bro.
No, I agree.
I said for years that Jesus.
Why are we putting... Sorry, guys. Let me just finish these super chats, guys. I've got to shoot in a minute. Sorry. Why are we putting two young kings against each other? Let's laugh at Foden. He's not in the convo right now. Have you guys seen the save? Did you just see it?
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah.
It's crazy. Because I've got the TVs. It's crazy.
An open goal. I don't know. He's missed that.
I didn't disregard Saka's corner skills, but to compare what Palmer is doing, regardless of the pens, how can it still be the same convo between them? I still think they're both in the. But I still think they're both in the conversation for two of the best players in the league. I just think Palmer right now is performing better. That's all. I think they're in the conversation. I wouldn't say Cole Palmer is so clear of Saka that it's disrespectful for the conversation to take place. I think that would be crazy. 1 or 2 years, could the Prem be better than the 2000s? Mate, if you've got 4 or 5 teams challenge it, trust me, all these mugs, these kids like David, who looks at the last 5-6 years, right, and thought, this is the best Premier League era ever. Look at the points totals. The points totals are so high because you didn't have 3 or 4 teams competing for the league title. What you'll now get is less points per team, but you're gonna go through what my era went through, where there was 3, 4, 5 teams every year that were vying to win the league. Much more exciting and better. Egal is spot on. What about Foden? Crap play. But he ain't a crap player though, Foden. Come on. The debate was never Foden versus Saka or Palmer versus Saka. It's Palmer versus Foden, the 10s. That's the chain you should keep taking, Chelsea fans. Palmer clear of Foden. What has Arsenal done apart from bombastic talk shitting on other teams on YouTube? Why hasn't great angry manager Arteta won major trophies? In fact, he has won a major trophy. He's won an FA Cup. He definitely won an FA Cup. And remember, Chelsea fans, if you're going to take his FA Cup away and say it's Unai Emery's, Thomas Tuchel didn't win the Champions League. Frank Lampard did.
You can't really compare.
No, you can compare. 100% you can.
Terry.
If that's wait.
100% you can.
No, Ches, if just think of it like this.
Me.
Because Arteta won the FA Cup with Emery's squad, therefore Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League with Frank Lampard's squad. However, Frank Lampard therefore is a better manager than Mikel Arteta. Thank you.
I'm just saying. By the way, in my opinion, it's Arteta's FA Cup and it's Tuchel's Champions League. But remember, a lot of Chelsea fans have seen the potential in this team. Have been saying, "Just wait." A lot of people owe those fans an apology now.
Looking at one of them. I'm saying I backed it from day one. Ask Terry.
Well, maybe Ches, you'll start. Maybe Ches, you'll calm down a bit on the shows and start talking nicer to people now. You're not so triggered. It'd be nice. Because you have been moving mad the last 6 months. The way you are with people, it's been like, where's lovely Ches gone? It's like when your team got.
Hey, Jerry, that's what you call a demon arc. This is my good arc.
No, do you know what I think it is? Do you know what I think it is? I think you put a bit of weight on size because you've been in the gym and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking start throwing my weight around a bit. That's what you're doing. Mate, I was your age once. We all go through that little arc. Look, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. It's been an amazing show as always. We're live after Wolves versus Liverpool. So make sure you are all tuning in. I'm not too sure if I was meant to or not. I don't know if KJ has done it. Let me just check something now because I don't always do these things. This is going to take you to Dom Hassam's stream. Go and cook that mug for what he said about Cole Palmer. All go there now and cook him and then come back for the Liverpool match reaction. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And what a day of football we have had.